Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about customers make crazy requests so they can complain. UberEats Driver says customers sabotaged her so they could take the tip away. So there's a certain type of customer that everyone hates, and that's the tip baiting customer. Some people don't really need a reason to tip bait, they just do. Some people will be fake to your face about it, and some will make some unreasonable requests, just like in this instance, to where it's like they're trying to set you up to fail. And it's not fair to you, it's not fair to your time, it's not fair to your business, and today we're going to be going deeper into that. So with that said, we're going over everything that's being said in this article, how it actually is for Doordash, UberEats, and Grubhub drivers and customers, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. An UberEats driver claims a customer purposely set out to sabotage her so their tip would be refunded. Emmagerard at Emmagerard called out the customer's behavior on TikTok, asking in the caption, "Why would you do that?" I'm going to leave our TikTok as well as our profile in the description so you can develop your own opinions on the subject. First off, it is never okay to tip bait under any circumstances. Let's get that out right now. But to make the driver work 1,000 times harder simply because you don't want to tip your driver, but you want to make it seem like you're a decent person, but they were screwing it up, you are literally looking for any reason to justify you being a bad person. That's just how it is. Uber drivers often receive specific instructions, and following these instructions can be the reason they get a higher or lower tip. But sometimes the requests get a little weird, or they go too far. For one Instacart shopper who says the customer asked him to break the law so they wouldn't have to come downstairs. Now you see, that's kind of the problem. Like, if you're asking me to pull shady shit just so you can get your food, the answer is no. That's why you don't work with customers like that. They just flat suck. And in terms of getting a higher or lower tip, I would 1,000 times rather know exactly how much I'm getting paid up front and lose the ability to receive more tip after than have somebody play games that I was supposed to receive. That's messed up in my opinion if you pull that crap.
What is wrong with people? Because, okay, I'm doing Uber Eats because I'm trying to save up money for an apartment. And tell me why I did an order from Subway. And I pull up to this person's house, read the delivery notes. It says, "Please be super quiet when delivering this food."
Like, I try to remain quiet whenever I'm delivering either way, but why does it feel weird when you're asking me that? Like, that feels off. What are you trying to pull?
Don't even bring it up to my door. Please leave it on the curb where you would park your car.
I feel like you're gonna do that. You're gonna take the picture, then they're going to go into their email, right? And then they're gonna make a TikTok about,
"Oh my God, I can't believe my driver ended up just leaving my food at the curb." You see, this is why you don't tip your drivers beforehand.
That's literally what you asked. You're literally just trying to get a TikTok out of it.
Tell me why I do that. Send a picture. And then they take away my tip because I left it on the curb.
Called it! A lot of people think they're being so freaking clever. They're all the same people. They know what they're doing. They're just trying to build discrimination towards gig workers.
Like, it's fine. It's whatever. But at the same time, I spent 35 minutes, 40 minutes on that order. I made $1. The base for that was $1.
There was a short season where the base pay was like $1 and change, but it was never $1. So if they're starting to experiment with $1 base pay, that's a bad sign for gig workers as a whole, let alone this. Viewers were on the driver's side. The delivery driver's video received 14,200 views. Many commenters seem to think this was a ploy by the Uber Eats customer to get their tip refunded. The things you do for content, huh? They added a tip just so you would deliver the order. They never planned on tipping you, said one person. Customers make crazy requests so they could complain that you didn't do it right, then feel justified to remove your tip, explained another. I am so glad that there are so many people picking up on this crap. Like, they know what you're trying to pull. They know what you're doing. Like, I remember getting a commenter from some nameless nobody nothing person with no life value claiming that we're just making this up. No, This is happening every freaking day. But that's what happens. They want to gaslight you into thinking you're the problem when in reality, they're the fucking problem. They're the trash. They're the worst. They're not worth anything. Them.
Are you saying that drivers don't do anything bad at all?
I'm saying that more times than not, you gotta listen to the whole story and what's actually happening out there before you take any story at face value. Many TikTokers also blamed Uber for not taking further steps to safeguard their workers when customers rescind tips and not paying drivers fairly to begin with. UberEats made like at least $15, $20 off that order. They're so wrong for not paying their people, pointed out one user. True, we should be getting paid better. Abso-freaking-lutely. That doesn't justify tip baiting under any circumstances. Let's not avoid the customer being wrong just to point that out. Let's not deflect responsibility there. It amazes me when there are so many people that want to complain about a company and want to complain about gig workers, and their first move once blame is being pointed towards them is to deflect it back at the company, as opposed to taking responsibility for themselves, because that's the narcissistic, piss-poor integrity and character of the failures that are tip baiting bitches. Uber Eats, $1. Need to reevaluate your base pays because what the hell, said another, directly tagging the company. Well, you're not wrong there. That's absolutely true. I haven't personally seen just $1. I've seen $1 and change for a very short season, but after that, no, I haven't seen anything like that. 1, they were never going to tip. 2, never wait that long for an order. 3, Uber should not allow anybody to lower their tip. If they have a problem, Uber needs to do their job and talk to the customer, wrote a third. Okay, number 1, you're right. Number 2, you're right. Number 3, you're absolutely right. Number 4 being the expectation that Uber needs to do their job. Have they ever done their job to begin with? Like, seriously, have you heard support talk? It's like talking to children. They're losers with no life value. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me? There you go. Uber should not allow tip baiting on the platform to begin with. The problem is that these customers are never going to take responsibility, and instead of fixing the problem entirely by removing the feature from the customer, all these companies that have these features try to make certain tip guards or certain things to that effect happen, but that shouldn't be happening either way. Like, once a customer puts a tip on, that's it. That's the end of it. That's really how it should be. There's too many scamming customers, too many shit people that you shouldn't work with, and that's just a fact. The Rational Driver actually gave a good comment earlier, and that was having a group of people that you know in your general area and letting them know when these customers come up so that way you could blackball them that way. If you could develop the network to do that, absolutely, that is a great idea, but develop the network to do that. I think that would be a great tool for a lot of people to not be, super dependent on any one company. I think if we did that enough times, that would actually send the message, hey, no one wants to work with this person. Maybe you guys should do something about it. Otherwise, some of your customers aren't even going to get served at this point, regardless of whether they're a tipped customer or not. This is a great example of a customer that tip baits their drivers in terms of behavior. Another one we went over recently was the overly thank you driver. Like, they're over the top thanking you. They're like being fake right to your face and you could tell. And then there's the opposite where they're just not any kind of emotion at all. They're just like, yeah, great. Or they just barely communicate whatsoever. Do yourself a favor, never work with customers like that. Nobody wants to work with customers like that, and no one ever should. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.